before we get to the last one, observant viewers might have noticed that I've been cutting in and out a little bit. And that's because I've been muting my microphone to cough because I have seasonal allergies. Apologies.
I move away from the mic to die.
Please shut up. So, then last, there is another small brown package. Emily picks it up and looks over at Jiron and just kind of underhand tosses it at you. Doesn't really go. It doesn't go far enough. It just kind of lands on the floor.
I'll walk
she
over
looks
to
at
it
it
and pick it up.
Yeah. You unwrap it. This one has a note.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
And it just says, it says, "You get something too, I guess, Red."
Dick.
I was gonna have a smirk. Because I enjoy
Wait, what about John?
There's nothing in there for John. So, what you unwrap it, and what this is, you recognize it.
Do I?
You have, it is it's very high quality, but it is just a enchanted respirator, kind of like the type that Casey has. But like, This is pretty much the sort of thing that people just use as general all-purpose, we need to go into dead zone gear. This is just a straight-up amulet of protection +2. There are no frills on this thing.
I feel when Red throws some low-key shade on your ass. Damn.
Everybody else very clearly had something that was like custom made, and Elias, now that you're looking at it, like you can tell this amulet, that super hard coating around it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like part of one of Red's horns or something.
Oh,
like it's dragon horn. Yeah, it's like really fancy and all that, but he just bought one for you.
I mean, to be
you
fair,
got the
John
equivalent of like the stepdad who comes over on Christmas morning and stops at the CVS to buy you one of those off the rack toys. And he puts it in a plastic bag. You didn't even wrap it. Here you go, champ.
Go get him, slugger. However, what you guys would know, especially Jiron and Patton would know about this, is that the type that he got is some of the best out there right now, and it has a lot of room to be improved. Like, any additional features you want to put on that thing, you could.
So it has, like, sockets and shit in it?
Yeah, it's modular.
Neat. I'll say that out loud. Add that to the character sheet there.
Thanks, Papa Red.
So, Melee is still sitting in the car. He has a bit of a grave expression on his face, like he just looks really tired too.
I'm gonna look at Manway and like kind of like narrow my eyes a bit and then just shake my head. I want to pick up that walkie-talkie now and try and get in touch with Red to talk about the last 2 days.
All right. So you call in.
All right. Red, can you hear me? This is Jaron Thalatak. You know Jerry?
Yes.
Over. Sweet.
How are you all?
So we just got your little care package here. Thank you for that.
Oh, I hope you all, Elias, Patton, I hope you both enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks, Red. That seems really interesting. Actually, I was wondering, is this there's no embroidery on this cloth, but the actual surrounding material is quite interesting. You wouldn't have to have any extra samples I could use for study, would you?
I mean, I have a lot of it, but no.
Well, all right then. Thank you for the amulet and this sort of interesting club, anyway.
I'm already missing one of the horns. I don't want to miss any more.
Fair enough.
So anyway, Red, we're in Little Rock. I'm sure you know already.
Yep.
Considering you sent us stuff, but
yes. Oh, is Emily there? Could you put her on the line real quick?
Yeah, Emily's right here. I'll like put the walkie-talkie near up to your ear.
Yep. She holds it. Nod. Nod. Nod, nod.
Walkie-talkie
Gives it back to you.
Screens.
All right.
So looks deadpan. Patton looks down at her. Oh, looks like she's happy about something.
Anyway, Red. So we met up with Lazarus, and we had a little.
Did you give him my regards?
Yeah, and he doesn't seem to be too big of a fan of yours. In fact, he gave us a little sermon, and okay. So memory check. Memory check. Lazarus did say that he killed 2 humans, right?
Yes. More.
Okay.
Pretty explicitly.
All right. Well, just making sure. Okay. So Lazarus said something that kind of contradicts with everything I know.
What exactly?
He said that the humans didn't all die as soon as the mana showed up. That there were stragglers, and that you told him to kill some of them. Now, I don't really feel one way or the other about the humans, but that's kind of a big thing to, I mean, I guess lie about? I don't know.
No, there's a bit of a misunderstanding here. That's sad, actually. Well, he is around that age. No, he's mixing up memories from before we came here and now.
Is that why there are 2 graves out here? That seems suspiciously, like, coincidental. The house with the story he was telling, I seems a little weird. I'm just a little shaken up about that.
I mean, that's understandable, but I really don't want to speak this way about an old friend, and
I am gonna roll it inside.
That is terrible, but it appears that
can we
he's gone a bit senile. Yeah.
He has been telling that story ever since I can remember.
It's like, I mean, I'll roll insight.
I got a 17 on insight.
I got a 10.
Even with the new bonus from your medallion?
Oh,
I got
God.
8.
Wait, the medallion gives me a bonus to insight?
No. Patton's
Okay,
does.
so yeah, I had...
Oh, right.
It was a +2,
I got
right?
a rock.
So I got a 19 insight in total.
Okay, what did John roll?
Literally nothing. I got a 1.
Now 1?
8.
Yep.
Ooh, this is good. You guys are bad at this, even when I give you an item specifically to try and make you not bad at this.
Like, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Not good enough, though. Or is
It's
he?
literally better than average.
So yeah, what Red's voice goes, down a bit. I think he's gone a bit senile at this point.
I don't believe that.
It's...
I mean, I know... I mean...
Actually... So, you know how you've got your newfangled software there, right? That you can pick things up like that? Like, yeah, you're not getting anything that seems like it's even slightly off about that.
Well, I mean, okay,
you hear...
hold on. This is going to actually... For once... I'm actually going to give a shit here about this sort of thing, because I know that's not true.
Because Elias was there.
I was literally there. Red doesn't know that, though.
On top of...
Well, I mean, I haven't told you guys... that story.
Remember you were talking to...
Have I?
Yeah.
I don't...
You were talking to him about it.
Oh.
Remember when we were at the
talking to
lectern and all that after Michael showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned the portal.
That's what I mean.
True. I mean, we're going to be on the up and up. Let me think about this for just a second. In fact, I'm going to be thinking about this while you guys are talking. So, from you guys' perspective, I'm just going to go kind of quiet.
So, Red is going to say, This happens when you're, well, like me. You outlive all of your friends, and honestly, it's easier to see them just die than lose their minds. That's really sad.
Wait a second. I remember Elias saying something.
You know, I think we should probably give this a rest for now. We've had a long day. We can deal with this later.
I mean, this is the morning.
No.
The day just started.
No, John.
No, okay, I meant yesterday. You know what I mean, shut up.
No, John, here's the thing. Elias said something about seeing Lazarus crying
No, he
over
didn't.
these Didn't he?
No.
Oh.
He literally did not.
Oh, well, I can't hear him
No.
at all, so...
Yeah, strike that. Yeah. He never did. He walked up to Lazarus and said, "I believe your story," and gave no further information.
Yeah, I haven't told you guys about. You guys have heard the story about me seeing Casey through the portal.
Yes.
But that's what I was saying. I never told you guys about seeing.
Yeah,
Lazarus
you didn't.
I see,
He
I
didn't
see.
say shit about that.
because everything happened really fast after that story. So I haven't had time to tell you guys anything.
Yes. So, are you done thinking or no?
Yeah, I'm done thinking, but I'm gonna wait until you guys finish talking to Red, and then I'm gonna ask for the walkie-talkie.
Okay. So,
And in fact, here's
Red's
the
going
here's
to kind
the-
of-
we might want to do this aside, like if possible.
say what now?
'Cause I-
What do you mean?
Well, no, I might want to talk to Red in private.
Oh, and we can actually do that by just having you guys hop out.
Oh yeah, hop out of the Discord.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
For the
That-
moment.
All right. Right, so I had one more thing for Red.
Yeah, Red isn't done talking to you, so he's gonna snap out of that. Anyway, so I've heard and seen. You guys have been making a lot of progress. I'm happy to see that. However, I do believe I stated that facility that you talked about in Colorado being of the utmost importance, correct?
Correct.
This whole Michael thing should be coming to a conclusion soon, right?
Well, it does seem like things will happen when they do.
Right. So what I'm trying to hint at here, without saying it explicitly, is deal with this as soon as you can, if that for some reason is taking priority over, the facility in Colorado. I don't see how it could be taking a more important position than that facility, but if for some reason you've decided that it is,
Well, you see, sir, it's just my family we're talking about here. Michael and Lazarus, all of them. I want to try to help them put this aside first.
Right. So what exactly are you trying to do? Are you just going to kill him or what?
Well, if it comes to that, I suppose, but I'd really like to not kill Michael.
Well, that would be faster. And, well, considering that he's explicitly been threatening, by your own words as well, to attempt to kill me, I have a little bit of a vested interest in that.
Well, I'll tell you what. You want him dead, you come out here and kill him yourself. Other than that, I think we're going to handle this my way first.
You hear the sounds of just like something tapping on a floor, right? Very clearly a claw. Right then. You see, I would if I knew where he was. So how about this then? Try and find him.
Well, it seems like he's a bit hard to pin down, but that's what we're doing right now.
So, sounds to me then like what you're going to need is more eyes on the case. Right?
Yep, sounds like we're working on that.
Right then. Good. Anyway, please use the materials I've given you and see to that if you could.
We'll do then.
Clicks off.
Hold on one moment. I actually had some notes I wanted to go over really quick with Red here. You guys go on ahead, if you will. It's all very boring. Nothing too particularly interesting here. Just
if it's anything like that facility that you and Patton dragged me to, I understand, and I will leave. I walk.
It's an interesting
out.
property of this amulet. Might.
Yeah.
There.
Interesting properties. I'm gonna go do not this.
How long would it take to walk back to Little Rock?
I mean, couple hours, but
We have the car.
It'll only be a moment.
I was just going to propose that. I just wanted to make sure I had the facts straight. Okay.
yeah. So,
Well, I suppose there are enough of us here. It'd probably take us 2 trips, so start heading back then.
So you guys, the Casey and his crew are starting to now wake up, but we're gonna do a little bit of an aside with whatever Elias has to say to Red.
I mean, I'm pretty interested in the topic, but it looks like Elias
Well,
wants
and
to have a one-on-one
those goggles
with
should
Red.
probably tell you.
So
Yeah.
I'll just kind of. So I'm just gonna let this slide. I'm just gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
leave with them and start taking everyone back to Little Rock.
The thing is I'm not trying to go behind the party's back so much as I don't want to make things awkward between everyone and Red.
Right. So, we're gonna cut to that aside. All right. So you click the radio back on, and you hear Red on the other side. What?
All right, Red.
Oh, Elias.
I suppose I'll. Yes.
Was there something you needed to talk to me about?
Yeah, I suppose I'll cut to the chase. This has sort of bearings on my research to a certain extent, being the effects of mana on human
Right.
systems. Would you care to explain why exactly you're lying about Lazarus?
I'm sorry. Did you just say lying?
Well, I mean, you did say he was going senile, and that
Yes.
he wasn't exactly.
I'm
Well-
sorry. What exactly do you take objection with that?
Well,
What makes
I
you think
suppose
that I am lying to you?
Well, the fact that I saw it happen. The story he told, cruel twists of fate. I don't really buy into that sort of thing, but I suppose.
There have been some amount of reports of people seeing things happening while they transport through the portal, right? That's what you're referring
Yes.
to? Please tell me then exactly what you saw.
Well, I was floating above this exact place where we're standing now.
Right.
I saw a large orc man, Lazarus, a very shimmering white wings extending from his back, kneeling by these 2 graves that I can very clearly see are in front of this house.
Right. So, what makes you think, then, that the people buried in those graves are humans from here?
Well, I mean, as far as I can tell, there's 2 possibilities. Either
2 possibilities
humans.
exist. Either they're humans from here and I am lying to your face, or there's somebody else, perhaps some adventuring companions, some scouts of his, perhaps, and then in his old age, or in some other twist of mental instability, he fabricated a story within his head. You see it happen all the time. People misremember things. Memories are not concrete.
Can
And as
I want
far
to roll
as the
insight on this.
wings, yeah, go for it.
This seems like a very. All right, that's not very good.
What'd you
14.
roll? Yeah, no, he doesn't seem to be lying to you at all.
Totally
And as far as the wings, he was, though he might not say any more, considering his newfound beliefs, he was very devout in his younger days. And thing is, is here. I'll let you in on a little secret. What people call divine energy and regular magic are essentially the same. It's all a matter of perception. So, in the spur of the moment, any residual magic from the beliefs he had that he used to hold manifest into that angelic form in his grief. I don't know the exact specifics of what happened. He never came back. People told me that he went crazy and stayed down where he is right now.
Well, I mean, I suppose you would know more about this, the rock than I do. I was sort of leaning towards maybe a lingering ancient deity of this plane keeping humans alive through sheer force of will of some kind. Very low mana levels could be mistaken for no mana. These sort of ideas crossed my mind, but I suppose...
That's a potential theory, and that's why I wanted you guys to investigate that facility. Because I have questions about that sort of thing.
I mean, I suppose what you're saying makes sense. It's going through the portal seemed rather well. It didn't seem like
I'm not doubting your experiences. What I'm saying is that what you saw is what he has now reported as that event. And I'm not saying he's a liar either. He's completely convinced. What I'm saying is that this is why it hurts so much when you see somebody become completely consumed with something that isn't true.
Well, I certainly can't contradict anything you've said, and it appears that you've made a strong case here. This is why I felt the need to speak to you one-on-one rather than throw an unnecessary doubt.
I understand.
With my companions.
That's why I was taking great strides to not anger John further.
Yes, that seems rather prudent.
Right. So, anyway,
I do thank you for the amulet. That
just
seems.
Please make sure though that Emily makes her way back safely.
Oh, of course.
Right.
That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I apologize for taking your time here, though I do appreciate
It's fine. Honestly, I do have to say that I respect having the audacity to call me a liar to my face. It wasn't even based on false information, necessarily.
It's not so often.
I do actually respect you having the guts to do that.
Yes. Well, as a man of science, I find contradictions to be the most angering points for myself.
Why do you think we're here in the first place?
Well, true enough. I'll leave you to your well, whatever it is you're doing, and I suppose I shouldn't make them wait too much longer.
That seems like a good idea. It was nice talking to you.
Yes, nice talking to you as well, Red. I'm sure I'll have more reports in the future.
Take care.
Click. Out of character. He's totally fucking lying.
Ha!
Ooh, I
Is he,
can't
though?
prove it though. Ooh, I feel it in my bones. He's totally fucking lying.
So, did you go inside or outside to talk to Red one-on-one?
Inside. Into like the corner or like a closet or something.
Yeah. As we cut back, Elias gonna walk out the front door probably. See, everybody is outside. The rain has subsided. Casey and crew are standing out by your guys' car and talking. And Molly appears to have DB in a headlock and is kind of messing up his hair with a big old grin on her face.
Is Emily anywhere to be to be found?
Yes, she is sitting in the passenger seat of the car.
I'm just going to walk up to Emily and say, Red says to hurry on back.
She's gonna nod at you a couple of times.
And then I'm going to look at everyone and say, well, I suppose it's time we got going.
Going where exactly? We still have no idea where Michael is.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, going back to Little Rock.
I think I can help with that. Casey says, look, once we get back to Snowglade, I'll put out a call for everybody to be on high alert looking for this guy, right? Tell me,
That's what I like to hear.
he took down one of us, so now we're going for him. And if you guys need anything, call any train, and they'll be willing to help you. And
Everywhere east of Little Rock.
by the way, so something that Jersey said before he got us that I'm just now remembering makes me terrified and excited at the same time, and I'm not quite sure what facial expression to make for that.
What does it say in my HUD? It's just jumping between like 6 different ones.
Yeah. You get a couple of different colored outlines to indicate, temperament and things like that, and it's just kind of flicking back and forth. But Jersey said they came from really far west, right? Like, maybe even not in North America anymore. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that might be the case, and that's all I've wanted to do since the get-go. So, if you guys are ever going to mount some big ol' expedition, come in on it, please.
Well,
Yeah, I think we're gearing up to do just that.
actually, on that front, it seemed to me that the absolute worst place that we could confront Michael is anywhere near Lazarus, just because the sort of
What do you mean?
the shared mana pool seems. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but the mana around this area isn't exactly.
Yeah, it's really not.
That's because it's overflowing with the grace of God.
I don't actually know, I'm just agreeing with you.
Well, according to readings that I've taken, it seems to be almost a self-sustaining ecosystem here. Not really sure how it's working. Still taking measurements. I suspect there's some sort of plant that we've haven't found yet. Perhaps a new evolutionary chain. I've been cross
I can tell you how all
sampling
this
with
works if you like.
Well, I mean, I'm sure
You
there's
just believe it.
folk explanations, but you see, Specky
You just believe
here,
in the Lord, and the Lord
I
provides.
mean, Elias, if you believe it might be something natural, don't you think we should be here to find it? Maybe utilize it when we eventually do need to go west to Denver at some point. Red was right about that.
Yes, I mean, I think we should take samples, but I don't know if you've noticed, but the thing we fought here seemed to be feeding on the mana around. That is to say,
So
if we
at that,
could-
you're going to hear like the sound of somebody like smacking their hand on their open palm, like I got it, and Bella is going to run right up to Elias and yell, "Shared mana pool!" Right?
yes,
You think it's something like that? Okay.
Yes.
So you see this a lot of times in stories of like covens, witches, and things like that, where they align themselves into one purpose, and then you can initiate things that you couldn't do alone. It's why you get like big groups of people to cast big spells and things like that. Do you think that's going on just naturally?
Well, it certainly bears more research. My current running explanation is, Specky, you might not like hearing this, but I suspect that long exposure to some kind of naturally occurring spore or seed in this area is creating some kind of feedback loop, sort of self-sustaining mana ecosystem of kinds that would, within the radius, which seems to be a fairly sharply defined in this area, allow for shared mana loads for spell casting.
If that's the case, then okay. If that's the case, then that would mean that he would get weaker the further away he went from here.
Exactly. I was just about to point out. Do you mean
Yes.
like able to
Which
store
means-
it, and release it at another time?
I don't know.
Well, not necessarily store mana. More like while you're within the confines of.
Would I have any
this-
idea of what they're saying right now? Like, am I able to interpret
little.
this? All right.
I mean, a little. Like
so
it does
Elias,
seem.
what you're-
It does sound kind of similar to how your thing works. Then
So Elias, what you're saying is like Little Rock is influenced by one of those golem, like the fungus golem things. Is that right?
As I said, this is just conjecture. I'm merely putting forth a hypothesis. None of this is proven.
I mean,
okay, Manway is going to open the door to the car. Kind of flop out, walk over to you guys. Elias, I overheard a bit. I think you're onto something, and Bella's onto something. But apologies, John, my friend. But this entire place is completely insane.
Well, I mean,
I'll try to take that as a compliment.
So
I don't know if I would call it insane.
no, listen. Ah, jeez. You know how I said before that you get occasional groups of people cropping up that thought that some random thing back in New York was a deity, right?
Yeah.
Some of them occasionally manifested abilities similar to that you would have found previously, that you would see in any random, like, demon cult, right? They would
Sure.
be able to manifest some of those amounts of abilities. And my theory is that it operates on belief in a weird way. It's sharing mana in the same way that you would to a deity, and again, sorry, John, but there's no deity for it to go to, so it just goes to the rest of them.
Okay, you want run that by me again? You comparing the congregation of Little Rock to a demon cult?
Again, it's similar conceptually in the same
To
way.
a demon cult.
Similar conceptually. I'm not saying it is. Please don't kill me.
Manway, I
That
got
is a very
John.
large orc.
John. What he's trying to say is that this whole thing with your god and these powers works like my jacket and my show. I don't know if there's a contract here, but
That's what I was trying to
much
avoid
better.
saying.
That's so much better than a demon cult.
Tyrone, that's what I was trying to avoid
I'm gonna go
saying.
sit in the car. I'm gonna go walk off and talk to Emily. I am done here.
As I was looking at Manway, there was like a yellow line. It was like slightly nervous, and it just got thicker and thicker and thicker.
Yeah, just to pure panic.
Extra.
Because he was tiptoeing around saying it, but then the jury's just like, oh, so what you're saying is they're all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I fucking love John.
Their lives, so what you're saying is their lives are a lie and they're all idiots. Got it.
John will remember this.
I take slight objection to that notion because, like, we know that's not exactly how it works, right? Like that's a whole new line of reasoning. The idea that mana could exist without some sort of that mana could exist in a concentrated manner without some sort of connecting deity.
Right.
Right?
Do you see the bags under my eyes? I did not sleep.
Well, I mean,
This isn't exactly like a spur of the moment, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. No. Like I'm going right back to New York to start writing another paper on this, and I'm going to, I swear, if they read this and Various does not immediately make me head of every department, I'm going to go strangle him myself.
personally, the hypothesis I was working on in that regard was a sort of lingering but very, very, very weak deity that's reluctant to show itself in sort of time of danger. We don't generally think of deities as being able to perish or cease to exist, though there are some stories of sort of deities drifting back into the sands of time, but sort of
Right.
in this situation, one could imagine an influx of mana from an unconnected plane causing a panic, and a weaker, less developed deity causing it to hide and reach out and contact those it believes it can sustain.
That could
itself
happen
on.
too. That could happen too. That's why I need you to give me as much information as you can when you get it. But we can work on these in tandem.
Well, the thing is I'm sort of not going back to New York right now.
I know.
Are you going back to New York right now?
Yes, you're in contact with Red, though. You can be in contact with me, right?
I suppose, though it's sort of hard to take decent measurements, and
Just give me any information that you can.
I suppose that works.
Anyway, who else can drive?
I know John can.
I cannot.
John angrily got into the driver's seat.
Oh, God. Orc is driving. How can this be?
I mean, I can drive.
So you see, throughout all of this, you've been vaguely seeing Emily, like messing up DB's hair and saying that he did a good job, and DB continuing to beat himself up over it. And Casey turns back to you guys. Belle is furiously writing notes, and Tony is asleep, just kind of up against a tree. He turns over to you guys. So, take care, and the second you see where Michael is, you guys have got a small army coming to kill him. Got it?
You be careful out there, Casey. Storms are brewing.
If I was going to do a line to follow that one up, it would be, I never am, but I'll take it into consideration.
That was episode 16 of Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, all that good shit. You can find me on YouTube, and in the other podcast, Let Me Tell You About. You can also find the shared Twitter between Revival and Let Me Tell You About at Let Me Tell You PD. We've got an email, Let Me Tell You About at gmail.com. Let me tell you about with 3 T's, because otherwise it wouldn't fit. You can find Michael over here.
Find me at PulpFan69 on Twitter. It's literally all in Moonrunes, so there's no reason to follow it. Unless you're like our one Japanese fan, in which case, that's awesome. Please follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, there's one guy who's Japanese, who's learning this, who's using this to learn some English, and it's just going to end up terrible.
He's gonna sound like John.
That would be great.
Awesome.
That would be a
I want to meet
success.
that guy.
You can find me at MattPitts_ on Twitter, and that's about it.
And then Tim doesn't have any social media because he's a weirdo. We also have a Patreon we set up. That's patreon.com/LMTYA.
It's how you can now hear my voice in not garbage-a-vision.
Yeah, it's what allowed us to get these microphones, and over time, it's just going to get better as we get more equipped, more used to dealing with them. We're going to get all this sorted out.
And we're not going to spend 2 hours before the session fiddling with audio settings, now are we?
We will. We love our fans that much.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Dan. I hit stop on my recording.
Oh no.